What's up? I'm live now? Like right now? Okay, then we're good. Okay, what's going on, everybody? We just did a full-blown intro into this. Our Wi-Fi has been really bad here recently, so we're here. We actually started it on time. Don't get me wrong. Okay, well, anyways, what's going on, Celtics Today fans? You got your girl, Allie Barefoot, and it's Thursday. I'm in shambles. But what's super cool is that this is the first Thursday of every Thursday here on out throughout the NBA offseason that we will be live every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, unless your girl goes on vacation, which will be soon. But with that being said, I want you guys to go on ahead and join us in here. Sorry for missing the intro there. Our building has been having Wi-Fi issues all day long, so we weren't sure if you guys could hear us. So we're like, you know what? 4 p.m.'s 4 p.m. Central Time. Let's just start the show and see who's there. But it looks like everybody is still here with us. I knew my real ones were going to say something in the chat if I was not up. So we were checking in with you guys. Don't worry. All right, you got Boston Bob here. A1 Day 1 spamming out Allie. I got Christopher Domingo watching from Bama. I love that for you. I got Celtic Raider saying #ad. Junior watching from Mexico. Boston Bob watching from Boston. I got Celtic Raider watching from Indiana. Celtic Raider, you have the nicest Celtic Raiders girl I have ever met in my entire life. She commented on my Instagram post, celebrating me and my boyfriend's 2-year anniversary. It was so sweet of her. So give her some love for me. I got Adam in here talking about Team USA. We're definitely going to get into that. I got Isla watching from California. Colby Reed watching from Connecticut. Jordan the GOAT plays watching all the way up north from Vermont. And then I got, we're going to talk about Team USA. Don't worry. Fun fact, though, I didn't watch last night's game. Nope, I was not required to. So my ass went to sleep. I apologize. I cannot stay up until 10:30 p.m. Central Time. That is way past my bedtime. Grover Williams watching from Spartanburg, South Carolina. I got another guy in here from Mass, Stephen the Bull. R. Williams, our neighbor of ours, watching from Texas, the great state of Texas. Fortune watching from Boston. I got Colby Mead saying, can we stream Saturday's game? Funny you say that, because we will be live on Saturday. I'm going head-to-head with Nick Roloff in the Heat Report for our Summer League game against the Miami Heat. So I will be live. Nick Roloff will be live. So we'll be rocking that about 5:30 p.m., maybe 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. Can't remember the exact date and time of when that does start. But all right, let's go ahead and get to our first super chat here. Colby Mead sitting in a $2 super chat while we thought we were live, but I guess we were not, according to the Wi-Fi here in this building. Colby Mead coming in saying, Tatum getting 2K cover, awesome. Winner, loser, agency. I don't know what that means exactly, but I do think Tatum getting the 2K cover is extremely cool. I am really excited to see, but I don't play 2K, so that doesn't really affect me. Maybe it affects my boyfriend a little bit more, but your girl does not play 2K. I would love to get it, though, just to, have it as a collector's item. But I've heard it's expensive, so I probably won't be playing it. But what about you guys? You guys going to be playing 2K just because Tatum is on the cover, or because you guys like playing 2K? I love the F-Rollies are already in the chat. Look at that, man. We're 2 days out from playing the Miami Heat, and you guys are already getting rolling. Boston Bob spamming F-Rollie. Celtic Raider spamming F-Rollie. I got Michelle in here watching from Boston and New England Baptist Hospital. Well, I'm sorry you are in the hospital. Hopefully it's just for work, but if you're there for other reasons, I am sorry. Fire Kit saying getting it for the cover. I don't blame you. K-Sean saying F-Rollie. I got Maya's World back in the chat. Yo, what's up, Allie Barefoot? Let's go, Boston Celtics. Let's go win. Banner 21. Girl, we just won Banner 18. I don't know where you're getting 21 from. All right, with that being said, if you love the Boston Celtics, spam your shams. You know what to do. Put your shamrocks in this chat if you guys are ready to get going. Why? Because the more you spam your shams, the more people get to join this stream, because YouTube sees that we're partying. They want to send it out, and yes, we are partying. I'm going to treat this just like it's a game day. We're going to talk about the ownership of the Boston Celtics franchise. Why? Because Wyc Grousbeck actually gives his take on why he's selling the team. We're also going to be answering your questions in a mailbag using #Celtics. And then we're going to talk towards the back half of this live. We're going to talk about what we think of the future of the Boston Celtics roster this upcoming year. Will Brad Stevens make any more moves that involve Celtics players, or non-Celtics players, what it's going to look like and what the role will be for the Boston Celtics moving forward to help them win banner number 19. Boston Bob, Isla, Jordan, Celtic Raider, Adam, all spamming their shams. Michael Kiley saying Allie JB deserves to be the first option on our squad. What do you think? Well, that leads to my next question here, because obviously I did a video on this yesterday talking about Jaylen Brown's recent tweets about the Team USA snub. So here's my question to you guys. How do you feel about Jaylen Brown's recent tweets? Because when he first tweeted out those monocle emoji, suspicious, intriguing type of faces, I'm thinking, he's probably intrigued as to why he did not get picked for Team USA. I did not think it meant anything towards Derek White. But then he starts tagging Nike, knowing that he took a stance against Nike, I believe, a couple years ago when Kyrie was taking a stance against Nike. I don't remember the full story, but I know that Brown and Nike haven't had the best relationship. And I mean, you've seen Jaylen Brown. He takes off the check marks on his shoes. So now I believe Jaylen Brown is tweeting this out because he thinks something has to do with Nike, the sponsor of Team USA, is keeping him off the team. So now it's becoming into more of a conspiracy theory, and he keeps tweeting out that Nike, what are we doing at Nike? What are your sources? All of this stuff. So I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. This is what Jaylen Brown believes. This is what I'm assuming from his tweets. And that's tough, man. If he really did get snubbed from the Team USA, which I do think he got snubbed, but I also think there's a lot of great players out there. And I do think that when you add a player like Derek White, you're adding him for a different reason. You're adding a two-way player, which Jaylen Brown is one of the best out there, but you're really adding a role player that probably won't get a lot of playing time. Jaylen Brown would be a guy that wants to get a lot of playing time. There's just a lot of superstars on that team. I think Jaylen Brown would have been great on Team USA. I feel bad he does not get the opportunity to do so just yet, but he continues to put out these tweets on social media. Here's this. Shout out to producer Joey bringing this up here real quick. I'm not afraid of you or your resources. I think this goes back to Stephen A. Smith, because I saw him tweet out stuff saying, are you scared I'm going to tweet out my resources now? Because remember his shirt at the parade, state your sources. There's a lot of cryptic messages that have been going out, and I'm really trying to crack it, because that is my job as a double agent. As a female, I can dig and find out information if I ever need it, but I'm a little bit confused. This was the first tweet that came out. This is when Jaylen Brown tweeted this out after Derek White was announced to Team USA. Not really sure where to go with that one, but obviously he just wants to play for his team, and he does not have the opportunity to do that. R. Williams saying the majority of players on Team USA are for Nike. Celtic Raider, I don't think if KD doesn't play soon that JB should replace him. Yeah, it's tough, man. I don't know. Grant Hill talked about it earlier, talked about how great of a player Jaylen Brown is, but he had to make a decision, and they decided to go with Derek White because Grant Hill obviously is who picks the players to come on Team USA. So it's tough, man, especially for the year that Jaylen Brown's having, the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, NBA MVP. So it's a little bit interesting, but more on that a little bit later. I want to know who you guys got. Who's your favorite Boston Celtics player this year? Tatum's having himself a summer. Highest paid player in the NBA. Now he's on the cover of 2K. You got Derek White, who's also having himself a summer. Just got named to Team USA. He got a contract extension. Sam Hauser's expecting to get a contract extension very soon. Celtic Raider obviously starting to spam his JTs in the comment section down below. Obviously, Tatum's going to be favorite players as Smitty was here. Smitty's on vacation right now. So we do actually have a newer producer here at Chat Sports. We got my main man, Joey Peterson, in the building. What's up, Joey?
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Joey graduated from Tennessee, and he is fresh into the office of Chat Sports. Been doing a great job for us here as a producer, but I don't think we've ever had this conversation. Who is your NBA team?
The Mavs, because I grew up in Dallas. I know.
That is the wrong answer, Joey. That's the wrong answer, my boy.
I'm sorry. I had to be honest.
It's fine. It's fine. So he's acting as Smitty today. Smitty is actually at home for the week, getting some well-deserved PTO. But Joey has been the producer on several live shows here. for Chat Sports, getting those reps in. So he is very familiar with how we do things here, but not how Celtics fans do it. And I know I told him, I was like, you know what? Maybe Thursday, but we got some beers here. I got Felicia the Flamingo, so we know how to get it going. And I told him, I was like, you know, there have been some crazy live streams that he's been a part of. He has not been there for any of our watch parties, unfortunately, but this being the first live stream that we have on Thursday, I feel like we have to do what's best here for Mr. Joey and show him how it is done.
Let's see it.
Let's see it.
Hey,
Kobe,
that's a little good start.
Kobe Mead coming in here with another $2 super chat saying winner and loser of free agency is what I meant. I got you, my man. I appreciate the super chat. And if you guys are wondering why there is money flowing in our comment section right now, well, let's go ahead and bring up our super chat menu. And let's see what we are rocking with here today. Got about 55 people in here. Appreciate you guys for joining in. Obviously, this is our first live stream of the off season, other than the parade, but that was a while ago, it feels like. So this is our first live stream of the offseason, so we're still going to get our real ones back in the chat eventually. We know they're getting off of work right now and all that fun jazz. So $5 the Celtics Beer Cheers, $20 gets you on the green team, which is this beautiful thing that I was spinning just a moment ago. As you can see, that bad boy was pretty filled up for a while there during the NBA Finals, but has since yet to see a new name. $50, you know, if I go live, my main girl Felicia is somewhere close to me. So $50, I will do a beer bong / shotgun race, possibly with, if he is up for it.
Oh, I'm up for it.
Oh my God, that's the correct answer here at Chat Sports. $100, I will dunk on Joey, and believe it or not, Joey's a lot taller than Smitty is. A lot taller, so he may block me. I'm not sure how that's going to work out just yet. I didn't bring my little hoop in here. It's actually still out there. So
wait, I do have a question. What's
yes.
the story behind Felicia?
Oh, so everybody has a beer bong here. And when I found this my first week, I was like, oh, I want to use like the pink one. It's girly. It's fun. And then it became like a staple on Celtics Today that if I drink, it has to be out of the Flamingo. So it's become my calling, okay. I think, like my sign. And I named her Felicia because Felicia the Flamingo. So now whenever I drink, it has to be out of a beer bong. Because I don't do shotguns because they're unladylike and I'm not good at them. And I don't do boots unless we get a certain amount of money because they have seen me struggle with boots. It takes me about 11 minutes to finish a boot.
Are you faster than Sperry?
I don't know. Is he slow?
He's really slow.
That'd be a good race. We'd probably take up 11 minutes to do so. Smitty can do a boot in 17 seconds.
I'm pretty quick too.
Are you?
Yeah.
You've done a boot?
Yeah. I had to do them like my first. I've done probably 3 or 4 on Steelers.
Okay, well, God, keep bragging. Jesus. Okay, so you've already done 3 boots, so you're pretty fat. Well, are you fresh out of college?
No, I graduated 23.
2023,
so,
okay.
I mean, only a little bit over a year.
See, when you get to be like 3 years removed, like me, you start to learn that there are other things in this world than chugging, and I just never mastered that, unfortunately. But that's okay. All right, and then $500 in total, we'll do a beer boot race. So like I said, we got a couple of segments we want to talk with you guys throughout this show about the Boston Celtics. Not a ton of stuff going around the Boston Celtics right now because they can't do too much. Obviously, being about $5 million over that second tax apron does put a little bit of a halt on all of Brad Stevens' very famous moves that he has done so far. I got Fortune 5 in here saying, let's go, Joey. We need more subscribers to beat the Warriors Chat live channel. The Warriors also have like 65,000 subscribers. So we have about 38K. Doing good. 38K 500. Maya's World saying, what's up, Joey? And also, Joey, who's your favorite NBA team? Just asking. Uh-oh.
It's the Celtics.
There you go. Look at Joey. He learns so quick. Are you a Cowboys fan?
I am.
Okay, so you're like everything Dallas.
Yeah, my dad grew up in Fort Worth, and I grew up in Arlington.
So why Tennessee?
I wanted to go out of state.
You went really out of state.
I did.
Yeah.
I wanted to go SEC. I wanted to go out of state.
Okay.
And I visited Knoxville, and I was like, this place rocks.
It is. It's a really good time. Tennessee is a very good school, so that makes sense. I stayed in state. I went to JMU. But I'm from Richmond, Virginia, so I ain't go that far. And then I moved to New Jersey after college, and now I'm in Texas.
Yeah, you're about as far, even further here than I was in college. But after you get like 10 hours, it's all the same.
It's all the same. It's just flat. It's just flat at this point. Fortune saying, think of this, Joey. The Celtics in some years can be just like the Cowboys, but in basketball.
No, you're exactly
Please
right.
don't ever compare us to the Cowboys. For the love. I would think that we would never have somebody like Jerry Jones running our office. We have a great, great mind in Brad Stevens, who is running us.
I feel like before this last year, it was more like 49ers in Celtics.
Fair.
Conference championships, playoff wins, things
get
like
it.
that, but just could never win the big one. But now, I mean,
I
won the big one.
Now you have to forever and always refer me as NBA champion. So
Amen.
It is what it is. All right, with that being said, we got 3 main topics we want to go on ahead and get started with here. So the first one starts with you guys. If you guys have a question you want us to answer, use hashtag Celtics or feel free to super chat using hashtag Celtics. That's going to get your question answered immediately. But we would love to do a mailbag with you. We can also push that to the second segment if we still need more questions in here. But go on ahead, use hashtag Celtics if you guys want a question for us to answer. It could be about anything related to the Boston Celtics, Team USA, whatever you guys want. Put it in the comment section down below. So make sure you use hashtag Celtics. That way Mr. Joey here can pull it from his computer. Celtics ownership is also going to be discussed today. Wyc Grousbeck actually gave his insider as to why he's selling his share of the Boston Celtics and who he thinks is going to be a potential bidder for the next ownership. Plus, it looks like he wants to make history. We're going to unpack that. And then we're going to talk about the Celtics making moves. So they have a little bit more up their sleeves. Could Brad Stevens be holding that final roster spot open for somebody special? When and if he will extend Sam Hauser and what that will look like. So if you guys want to stick around for those 3 sections, feel free to do so. As we got a couple of people still commenting in here. I got about 51 people watching right now, but only about 34 likes. So if we could get to 50 likes, that would make my heart soar. But Joey, I
need some questions.
I think we're gonna need some questions.
We have 0.
If we get, what time is it? It's 5:19. If we get 3 questions by 5:25, 3 good questions that we can use. 4:25. Yes.
Oh, 5:25
Eastern time.
Yes.
I will do a beer bong. I will do a free beer bong if we get 3 good questions by 5:25 about the Boston Celtics, about Wyc Grousbeck, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, Sam Hauser, Team USA, anything and everything.
And use hashtag Celtics because I can't get it if you don't use it.
The producer cannot stress it enough. Please make his job a little bit easier. You guys know what to ask. Come on.
I'll give an example.
Yeah, do you have a question, Joey?
You can ask. You can answer this one. I'll put it up there.
Oh, perfect. Let's see what Joey has to, since he is a Mavericks fan. He probably hates the Boston Celtics right now.
Oh, I don't.
Fortune 5. I like that question. Is Guess who typed that one from Celtics Today by Chat Sport? You remember when you used do you have Facebook growing up?
Yeah, yes I did.
I feel like whenever, Facebook was my main social media growing up, and I feel like whenever your friend left their profile up when they went to the bathroom, you would type and they would be like, Allie is the coolest person ever, haha, love her. That's what I feel like that was.
Or post on your friend's Instagrams hacked.
Yes, oh my god, the hacked. God, we're old as shit, dude. Oh my god. All right, I got 1 from Fortune. I'm not counting Joey's. And if I get 2 more questions, I will do a beer bong before we kick off this next segment here. Let me tell you, it has been probably 23 days and 7 hours since I've done my last beer bong, and it has been quite a while. I think since the Celtics won the NBA Finals, which God knows how long that was ago.
Got another really good question.
Ooh, Celtic Raider coming in. I like that a lot. A lot of Team USA questions. I did not watch the exhibition match last night. I wish I could have, but that was way too late for me. I was like, you know what? There's going to be plenty more. I had to wake up early. I had to get my Texas license yesterday.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you. It took an hour. I never want to go back to that place. But, yeah. And Boston Bob with the 3rd question. Right on time. We can 100% use that, and your girl can 100% use a drink. Shout out to B-Bob, The realest one here on this show. Wow. I hope I remember how to do this. My God.
My first look at Felicia in action.
This is Felicia. Celtic Raider, I actually did see Tatum's highlight on Shea. That was actually kind of crazy. I think Shea was honestly more surprised that he crossed him up than Tatum was. That thing looked nasty. K-Sean coming in here with another question. I like it. I can use it. I can talk about it, and I can have a good time. All right, cheers to you guys. Keep sending in questions. Give me about 2 more good questions, and we'll be able to pull a little mailbag out of here and answer all of yours. So got about 45 people watching, 46 people who have liked it. Appreciate you guys. And cheers, my boys.
Everybody, I need everybody to spam Chuck in the chat. Spam Chuck in the chat. She's going. Oh, this is easy money. It's just like riding a bike. You know, she hasn't chugged. Done a beer bong in like 3 weeks, and it's done.
Christ, that was a lot. Whew. My bad on the burping, but you are not American if you don't burp after a beer bong.
Amen.
Oh my goodness.
That's what they were saying on the 4th of July a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I did shotgun on the 4th of July. How'd you
do?
And
what was it?
I did good. It was Miller Lite.
Okay.
It was Miller Lite. I actually did it with Trace's girlfriend, which is funny enough. The women did the shotgunning, which was fun. That felt good. That felt right. Now I'm back. Now Allie's back. Welcome to Celtics Today by Chat Sports, everybody. Celtic Raider coming in with another good question here. Oh, I love that question, actually. Oh, my God. I might throw up. I'm not sure yet. Oh, God. All right, I got T-Hoops in here. Appreciate the love. Celtic Raider, K-Sean, Boston Bob, Fortune 5. Appreciate you guys for all the questions here. Let me see if I can get one more good question about the Boston Celtics, and then we can go on ahead and get into our first segment, which is going to be the mailbag, answering your questions and what you guys think of the Celtics' recent draft picks, what you guys think of all that fun jazz. So give me about one more good question. I'm not going to promise a beer bong on this one, though, but let's see what we can do. And then we'll talk about the ownership. We'll have some fun. You guys got me for however long you guys want me, to be honest. I mean, you got any plans? You got anywhere to be?
0 places.
Sounds
I think I'm
phenomenal.
having, like, spaghetti squash for dinner tonight.
Oh, that's
Other
so
than
fun.
So I got to be home for dinner, but
I got to be home for dinner.
But I got a microwave.
What is your wife? She lives in Dallas with you. What does your wife do for work?
She works at a PR firm.
I love that.
Yes, we both got new jobs.
That's so fun.
I started the 20th
Okay.
of May. She started the 27th.
That's so nice.
So, yeah, she really loves it.
She got to be at home, set up the apartment while you had to go to work. That was nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure that would be my dream. It's like my boyfriend starting a job a week early, and I'm like, I'm going to decorate the whole house and get everything ready while he is not here to ruin it and make his boys' corner or his boy wall or whatever it is.
Yeah, her mom was here with us for like 3 or 4 days too.
Oh, so fun.
And they took that chance to go to go to like Target and get all the stuff to where I couldn't see how much it was.
No, yeah, that's the beauty of it. God, I love Target. I love Target. Maya's World coming in here. Ooh, K-Sean with a pretty interesting question as well. And then I like Maya's question in here as well too. All right, well, we got enough questions here. Let's go on ahead and jump into this. Feel free to super chat, comment, like, subscribe, do whatever while we're doing our cut. We will be back to our live show in about 10 minutes or so, so please stick around and let's talk about your questions here on this show. What's going on, Boston Celtics fans? Welcome into our mailbag version on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. Going to start this one off here by a beautiful question coming from, I don't know, she seems like a really cool girl, to be honest here. She's going to start this question off here with some Kristaps Porzingis injury news. Are you worried about the Celtics start without Kristaps Porzingis? The latest injury news on Kristaps is that he will not be playing until roughly December. Why? Because he did undergo a successful surgery to repair that torn tendon in his left leg, which kept him out of a few games in the NBA Finals and the NBA playoffs, but it was successful. That's the key word here. Now he starts the rehabilitation. which could take up to 5 to 6 months. So we're looking at about a start time in December here for Kristaps Porzingis, which I think that is the number one reason why Brad Stevens re-signed Luke Kornet, re-signed Neemias Queta, and re-signed Xavier Tillman. I think he's really trying to beef up the the front court, while Kristaps Porzingis is out. But it's going to be very tricky because of Al Horford being 38 years old. So I would say, to be honest, I'm a little bit worried about a 2-month start. 1.5, I guess you could say, depending on when he does return in December, without Tingus Pingus. I think it's going to be interesting seeing how Al Horford can play, how many minutes, if Luke Kornet elevates his game, because that's not the end-all be-all at the beginning of the season, but it is a very tough time. So I am a little bit worried, but I do know Kristaps Porzingis will come back as soon as he possibly can. We got more questions to discuss here, but first things first, Celtics Today is going live once a week in the offseason, every single Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you guys want to be a part of that, come join us, come hang out on your commute home from your 9 to 5. Go on ahead and hit that sub button for me. All right, Fortune 5 has a question here for me. What do you think will happen after all of our starters' contracts are expired? Well, the lucky part for the Celtics is that I have to think way ahead in the future for this to happen. Kristaps Porzingis is the next contract to expire, and that's at the end of the 2026 NBA season. So that's the beauty of it. You got Jason Tatum, next 5 years. Derek White, 4 years. Drew Holiday, 4 years. Brown, 4 years. It's going to be beautiful for the next couple of years, but it will be very scary once that does expire. So what do I think is going to happen after all that? Well, you're going to have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in their 30s, Kristaps Porzingis in his 30s, Derek White, who now just turned 30. Holiday will probably be expired. It's going to be a very different Boston Celtics team, because that does also have to happen if the Celtics stay together. As long as Brad Stevens is the GM, I think we're in a really, really good place. Boston Bob, the A1 Day 1, coming in here with a question saying, who are our biggest threats in the East next season? I love this question. Why? Because the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers have made substantial moves in the offseason. They added Bridges to New York, making the Nova Knicks even larger than they ever possibly could, and the Philadelphia 76ers added Paul George. I am more afraid of the New York Knicks. Why? Because I was afraid of the New York Knicks this season. I think their backcourt is lethal. They've got phenomenal shooters. I think Jalen Brunson is a great NBA player. But I do still think that if I'm going with the Boston Celtics, the same exact roster that just won the NBA Finals, going up against the Knicks just with Mikal Bridges, I will still take the Celtics through and through. Do I think the Celtics are going to have a 13-game lead in the Eastern Conference again by the end of the regular season? Maybe not. But as long as they end up in first, then I'm okay with that. But whoever they do play in the Eastern Conference Finals, I have no doubt they'll get back there, it's going to be a showdown. All right, with that being said, I want you guys to go ahead and get this latest gear on Jason Tatum. If you guys just watched the exhibition match, you saw Jason Tatum crossing up Shea. I loved it. I needed it. And I want to rep it. If you guys want to rep Jason Tatum on Team USA, go on ahead and do so right now using chatsports.com/TatumUSA. This is going to get you guys this great deal right now on this Nike shirt from Team USA. Rocking the number 10, rocking Mamba mentality. This is the number Kobe Bryant wore when he played for USA. Jason Tatum is trying to represent Kobe Bryant and America on his chest right now. So if you guys want to get this jersey, go to chatsports.com/TatumUSA. Another great question coming in here from Celtic Raider. How many minutes does our first-round pick get next season? Well, our first-round pick is Baylor Shireman. He's coming out of Creighton, and he is a lethal shooter. Think of Sam Hauser, and now this is Sam Hauser, but younger. I love what Baylor Shireman brings to the court. He's a great two-way player. He is aggressive. He's got that tenacity. You see his highlights, and at least one play in his highlight reel has him diving on the floor, getting the ball, making the play. I love that in any player. Not to mention, Joe Mazzulla already told him what to do. Catch the ball and shoot threes. So he knows what he is bound to do at that wing position, as he's a pretty good size as well. I believe he's about 6'8". I could be wrong on that, but I do think Baylor Shireman is going to earn himself a role in this rotation. Will he be a starter? No. Will he be a bench player? Will he be a garbage time player? Probably. And I do think he could find himself averaging a good 7 to 10 minutes towards the back half of the season if the Celtics have a similar record to what they did this year. I like Baylor Shireman. The kid's a dog. He's a Swiss Army knife. That's what he called himself. So I could see him actually getting some pretty good minutes, especially if O'Shea Brissett and Svi Mykhailiuk don't end up re-signing with the Boston Celtics in free agency. Then I think Baylor could really step up here in this upcoming season. Another question coming in from Kayshawn Michaels. I apologize for not pronouncing your first name right. Do you think Jaylen Brown will double his points next season? Let me look up his points real quick right now, because let me tell you, I do think what's happening with Team USA and everything that just happened in the championship, there is a chip on Jaylen Brown's shoulder. He is averaging 23 points per game last year for the Boston Celtics. Does he double that? No. Does he make it at least to 27 points per game? I can see that, but here's what's tricky about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum playing together, is that right now Tatum is the highest scorer for the Boston Celtics, where Jaylen Brown is the second highest scorer, but they complement each other. I do not think one is able to flourish without the other in the Celtics rotation. So, with that being said, thank you once more to producer Joey pulling up this graphic here. 23 points, 7 boards, 33% from a three-point line, 45% from the field. I do think, number one, the three-point percentage goes up. I think he starts to let it fly a little bit more the way he did in the playoffs. So I do think percentages will go up. Field goal percentage might stay the same because he does end up taking a lot of shots, a lot more than some of the Boston Celtics starting five. So I do think Jaylen Brown can at least get up to 27 points per game. That's still asking a lot, but now that he thinks he's been snubbed from Team USA, I can see a little revenge tour happening this season for JB. Maya's World coming in with how would you grade the Celtics season and also the offseason? Well, obviously the Celtics season is an A+, an A+ with a ring on it. I mean, you can't do any better than NBA champions. It was beautiful what they did from the first game to the last. Brad Stevens should be the MVP of the season. And the offseason, to be honest. I do think it's a little strange they haven't even considered, or I haven't even seen a single rumor out there about possibly bringing in somebody on a vet minimum, somebody in from the outside. He has only extended 2 Celtics, Tatum and White. And he's re-signed Cornette, Queta, and Tillman. That's it. He's literally bringing back the same roster that just won him a championship. I see no problem with it. But you got to know, teams around you are getting better as they're adding outside players. So I'm going to give their offseason an A so far. I love what he's done, but I want to see if there's a little bit more out there. And with that being said, name a player you want the Celtics to sign in free agency. There's not a lot left that is worth the money or the time. But name a player you guys want to see in the Boston Celtics uniform once more in the comments section down below. Smitty may not be here this week, but it looks like he's still very intrigued to the Boston Celtics. Will the Celtics add any outside talent? Well, that's so funny you say that, Smitty, because we just asked the question of who do you guys want to sign in free agency? I do not think Brad Stevens will sign anybody from the outside. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I could see him doing something he did last season. He kept that final roster spot open all the way until the NBA trade deadline, and then he picked up Springer and Tillman. I do think I could see him doing that once more. But with Kristaps Porzingis' rehab, it may be intriguing to see if he tries to go out and get a big for a vet minimum just to have a veteran experience. Because you got to think, Luke Cornette, Tillman, Neemias, they're all very young. And then you go really old with Al Horford being 38. So I'm intrigued to see if they do bring in anybody, it would be a big. Another question coming in from Grant saying, when will Al Horford retire? Well, I haven't personally spoken to Al Horford about this situation right now, but if I was him, knowing I have one more year on my contract, I think he's done after this season. That's just my speculation. Why? Because his contract is up. He's got the ring. He already said he's coming back. He has no retirement rumors right now, but he's a 38-year-old Dominican father of 5. You know he wants to spend time with his kids. Ian Horford's actually been traveling with him, coming to all the games this last season. So I do think he'll play for one more year, and then I think he retires. I don't see him playing into his 40s. I don't know if he can, call him Tom Brady, because that's insane. And go ahead and follow me on Twitter if you guys have not already, at AR Barefoot for the latest news and rumors on the Boston Celtics. It's the easiest way to comment. DM me, tweet at me, do whatever, however you guys feel about the Boston Celtics. Go on ahead and follow me at AR Barefoot. All right. That was our mailbag segment, and we still have 61 people rocking in here with us. Appreciate you guys for all of your questions.
A lot of great questions.
We did. We have which is interesting because Celtics haven't really done anything in the offseason to spark any kind of questions in my mind, at least.
It's so fair.
I love it. John Edward Kruger, NBA, when do team schedules come out? That I have no idea. That's probably August?
Let me look that up.
August, not September. It's probably August, I would assume. After Summer League, maybe?
For this past year, they did it August 18th.
Okay, so we got a while.
Probably about a month and a week.
Yeah, we got a while. All right, I like it. Celtic Raiders spamming his shams. Boston Bob commenting Smitty. Ron saying Paul Reed for the vet men. Paul Reed is no longer available. He's signed to Detroit Wizards? Somebody who sucks. I don't know. Paul Reed is no longer available on NFL free agents. NBA free agency. The Pistons, thank you. I was like, I knew he went somewhere that does not have a good win record. Would you think the legendary Paul Pierce buy the shares to the Celtics? Kayshawn, I don't know if Paul Pierce has that kind of money. We're talking billions right now. But we are going to talk about the ownership here in a little bit on this show, so don't worry about it. We got some time in here as well. Why don't we go ahead and bring up that super chat menu here one more time? See, because once that first beer bong goes down, you're kind of like, hey, what are you guys doing right now?
You're ready to go.
It's like, hello. All right, $5 for Celtics beers, cheers. $20 for green team entry. $50 for another beer bong. $100 I dunk on Joey, which I'm actually pretty intrigued to see if I can do that too. $500 total beer boot race.
What is a Celtic beer cheers?
We cheers the Celtics.
Amen.
Amen. That's about it.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
We cheers to the person who sent in the super chat and to the Boston Celtics, a.k.a. refer us as NBA champions, Boston Celtics. What do you think? Where are you kind of at with your Mavericks fandom? Do you think the team that you just did it with would have another chance? Or, like, what do you want the Mavericks to add on to? Give Luka some help, maybe? Or more than Kyrie?
I think the team with Klay Thompson could do it again.
Oh, crap. I forgot Klay Thompson's on the Mavericks now.
Yeah. I think when you look at where we fell short in the playoffs, it was obviously Luka's defense was what it was, but he just had nobody making shots. And I know Klay had a really down year, but he's going to be the third option, and it just would surprise me if he shoots less than like 38% from three this year.
Yeah, he still shot over 40% from the three-point line in his struggling season with the Warriors. He really turned it on after All-Star break. He had a really good March and April and the second half of February. So I am intrigued to see what he has left in the tank. He needed a fresh start. Mm-hmm. He was not happy in Golden State just with the role and what was going on. So I do think Klay Thompson is going to be great for the Mavericks. It's just weird, though. Like, I have no idea what Klay Thompson looks like not with Steph Curry. So
it's definitely the end of an era.
Yeah, that hurts. That is tough.
Like, I remember summers in, like, high school, and I guess, no, it was pretty much all high school, of, like, me and my buddies hanging out watching the finals together.
Oh, God, yeah.
Watching all those Warriors-Cavs finals.
Yep.
And it was just so much fun, and now it's over.
Mine, I think 2015, 2016, that season was when I got a love for the NBA. Because I was like, it was the dynasty, the Warriors, and all that. And so that was like, holy cow. I loved watching Steph Curry just because he's just so entertaining. And then you had kind of peak Klay Thompson at that point and everything. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And now
hey, I wish you knew that you were in the good old days before you were out of them.
Anyways, well, we're in the good old days because we just won an NBA championship. So these are the good old days for the Celtics fans.
Amen.
Sorry. Celtics Raiders girl. Change my profile pic so you can tell the difference between me and Celtic Raider. I love that. So Celtic Raider and Celtic Raiders girl are boyfriend girlfriend, I believe, if they're not engaged or married. Which is super fun. So we always get both of them, and it's the fun. So her real name's Hannah, and she commented on my Instagram post the other day when I posted for my 2-year anniversary, wishing me a happy anniversary. Thank you so much, Celtic Raider girl. But it's very cute when they like comment back and forth, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. I love it. Her like profile picture on Twitter is like them at a Celtics game. It's really fun.
Kennedy couldn't tell me one Maverick player.
That's fair.
She could tell me Luka. That's it.
Oh, she said tell him to put a ring on it. Oh, I might have started something. I'm sorry, Celtic Raider.
Eye emojis.
Hey, maybe it's gonna be a good summer. We don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I feel like I'm an outsider to this love story right now. But you guys literally sound like a Nicholas Sparks love story. I love it. She said tell him to put a ring on it. I feel that. Good for you, girlfriend. Good for you. He sees a sweat emoji. He's going to log off here in a second. He's like, this is not good for me at all.
Celtic Raider never to be seen on this live stream.
It is. Because you guys got married this year?
In March.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
Like 3 months ago. No, 4 months ago.
How has it been? How's the married life?
It's been awesome. It was crazy. We got back from our honeymoon.
Yep.
And then 2 days later, I had my interview with James.
Oh, my God.
And then like a week and a half later, I had an offer. And so we knew like 10 days after we got back that we were moving very soon.
Starting your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, really soon.
So and then she got a new job. It just like was kind of crazy for a little bit. And now it feels like it's slowed down. And it's just been awesome.
Yeah. Now you get to like enjoy like okay, I'm going home. Like I had dinner with my wife. Like kind of like it's all settled, everything. Oh, we love that. Tell Joey congratulations in the comments section. The newlywed of 3 months, 4 months, whatever you want to call it. And tell Celtic Raider to hurry up if that's if Celtic Raiders girl is waiting on him. All right, I got about 65 people watching in here. Celtic Raider asked, what bigs are still available in free agency? Honestly, not too many that you guys are going to be pleased with. And we're going to talk about that here towards the back half of this live show. We'll get into our second segment here starting in just a moment. But the thing is that a lot of the bigs are either too expensive or they're just really not good enough to be on the Boston Celtics. I'm not trying to say that in a very cocky way, but what they just did, there really isn't a lot of room for them right now. So I saw a tweet earlier that's telling me the best free agents that are available at each position. In four-year bigs, I mean, you got Muscala, you got Thompson, Bismack Biyombo. I mean, it's just not... You could add them for a vet minimum and keep them on that depth chart, but you've already got Nemi, Tillman, and Cornette. And no, they're not the top when it comes to the bigs, but they know the Celtics, they know Missoula, they know Missoula ball, so it might just be better when you're already $5 million over the second tax apron. That actually comes with violations and repercussions. So they probably don't just want to pay this guy $1 million for shits and giggles if there's nobody out there that really has the talent to be on the championship roster. Grant saying Seth Curry, he's another vet minimum guy. You could still add to your backcourt for sure, but I don't know if he's going to make any more moves at the big. I think he made his moves with Keita, Tillman, and Cornette. Is Moses Brown still available? I have no idea. He is not on. Do you know?
Let me look it up.
I have no idea.
Christine coming in with a big question.
Oh, low-key, I think Jaylen Brown could be the next Michael Jordan if he averages like five more points per game. He is the best player in the NBA. I actually asked this in the Celtics office. I said, is Jason Tatum a top 5 player? And I had very mixed reviews. So Joey, my question, there's no right or wrong answer. Do you think Jason Tatum is a top 5 player?
I think he's close.
Okay.
I wouldn't put him in top 5.
Who is your top 5, like right now at this level, current players?
I would say Luka.
Okay.
I'd say Jokic. I would say is Shy.
Yeah.
I'd say Shy.
Yeah, that's fair. Celtic Raider immediately comments, don't put him in your top 5.
It's also just hard because it's like we're in a weird transition period in the NBA.
Yeah.
Where all the GOATs like LeBron, Steph, they're all aging out, and all these new guys are
It is.
aging in.
It's like that transition phase, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably put Embiid,
Yeah.
and then maybe Ant.
Fair. Ant is, I believe he is definitely the future of the franchise. Like,
Yeah.
him being so young, being so talented.
But I'm not like, no chance he's in my top 5.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, definite top 5.
Yeah, it is a weird top 5 situation. I would definitely put the 3 international players of Luka, Joker, Giannis. I would put Tatum in my top 5, and I'll probably stick with a healthy Embiid, just
Yeah.
because I don't think there are genuinely that many players out there like Embiid. But then I had the same question that I asked Chat Sports people. I was like, okay, Tatum or Brown? In most of the office, if not one person said Brown.
I would say Brown as well.
But it's crazy because when you're talking about top 5, you don't think of Brown. But then when you talk about top 5, you do think of Tatum. It's a weird situation that I could see this happening. I don't think it's going to happen. I could see Brown wanting a trade in a couple years because he wants that number 1 spot.
He doesn't want to be Robin.
I know, I don't blame him because I do think Tatum is Batman. I think Tatum is the face of the franchise naturally. But I do think Brown has elevated his game, being only, I think, a year older than Tatum, if not 2, that I do think that they are able to do what they do so well because they play together. If you take Brown or Tatum out of the equation, boom, he becomes double-teamed. He becomes the primary target. He becomes the only guy they watch in film. But because you've got 2 lethal players in Brown and Tatum together, that's what makes them so dangerous. What's up, Nick Howardson? Appreciate you for jumping in, my man. You are just in time. We're going to give our super chat menu here just real quick, and then we're going to hop into our next section talking about what Wyc Grousbeck had to say about why he's selling the Boston Celtics. So we're going to get into that here in about a minute or 2. We'll see what's rolling here, see if I got to get another beer bong down while I am still here.
Also, to answer your question, an hour ago, or 3 hours ago, Moses Brown joined the Los Angeles Lakers summer team.
Damn.
3 hours ago.
Somebody called that. Shout out Ron. Shout out Ron. I don't know. I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, so I'm never going to call somebody the next Michael Jordan because I think that was LeBron James was like the next big face. But I do think Jaylen Brown is I do think he's under-recognized in the NBA. But there's a lot of good talent. A lot of good talent. K. Sean said, I think Tatum and Brown are both Batman. That's fair. Hey, I mean, in some multiverse, there are multiple Batmans.
Amen.
And that is what we have to do. Are you a Marvel or a DC fan?
I am, like, not super diehard.
Okay.
I haven't watched too much since, like, after Endgame.
Same.
But I still, like,
Still
really
like it?
enjoyed it.
You Marvel over DC?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I think Dark Knight is the best, one of the best movies ever.
I do love Dark Knight. My brother got me hooked on the Batman with Bane. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, that's Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises? Okay. Because he does a really good, like, Bane impersonation.
No.
Yes, he's like, you think darkness is your ally.
You think darkness is your ally.
He does it a lot better than I do, but I like Bane a lot as a villain, but I also love Thanos as a villain, so I'm like, what are you gonna do?
You were raised in the dark. I was born in it.
I love Tom Hardy.
Did you watch the newest Batman with Robert Pattinson?
No, but I heard it was great.
It is really
I
good.
heard it was like actually underrated how good
it's
it was.
Fantastic.
I'm not a huge like Batman. Like Christian Bale was fine. I love Heath Ledger. I loved Tom Hardy, but I haven't watched any of the new ones. I was definitely more of a Marvel over a DC kind of person, so it is what it is. Christine said, I still love this channel even though I'm not a Celtics fan. We love you, Christine. Thank you so much for being here. Grant, Patty Mills. Yeah, I don't know. I think Patty Mills is just washed up. He's just been on so many different organizations in the last couple of years. Last time I saw him, he played for the Nets. Now he recently played for the Hawks. And it sucks because he played for the Spurs for like 10 years. Patty Mills, yeah, but I truly do think it's just spending money for Brad Stevens. I don't think it's anything special. It's not a needle pusher. We don't have the money for needle pushers because we paid all of ours. So yeah, I don't know what else it's going to do. But all right, why don't we go ahead and talk about Wyc Grousbeck and what he thinks about selling the Boston Celtics. We got an inside report here on Celtics owner Wyc Grousbeck and why he ended up selling his part of the Boston Celtics. We're going to go into what he had to say to some media outlets about why he made this decision, what that means to Boston Celtics moving forward, and who could possibly be the next owner of a very successful franchise over the last few years. Because believe it or not, Wyc is actually eyeing a huge history-making deal in the terms of sports sales. And I don't blame him. There have been a lot of sales recently that have just gotten increasingly higher, bigger, more expensive. So I don't blame Wyc for now going out there saying, hey, look, I bought this for $360 million in 2002. Now Forbes estimates it at $4.7 billion. What will Wyc decide to do? Well, here's his first comment on why he decided to do this in the first place, which was pretty insightful. He said, I haven't thought much about it going forward, but I am a competitive guy. Why not? I mean, if you're going to keep score on everything. This is telling me Wyc wants to sell big. And when you're looking at the most expensive sports team sales in history, it goes all the way back to 2012. Remember how I said inflation, how things are getting more expensive? 2012, you bought the Dodgers for $2 billion. Doesn't sound like much, right? Just $2 billion. Then you move all the way over to the 2020s. You got 2023, the Phoenix Suns, the highest NBA franchise, sold $4 billion for the Suns. Milwaukee Bucks at about half that, $3.5 billion. Denver Broncos, Chelsea FC, the Washington Commanders, most recently Dan Snyder selling the organization for $6.1 billion. Let me tell you, Commanders are not the Celtics. The Commanders have not had success in probably my lifetime as I'm 25 years old. Now the Boston Celtics at an estimated $4.7 billion does give you more of a leverage because they just won the NBA Finals. They are a successful franchise, which is why Wyc is now looking at it like, hey man, if you can make a big deal, make a big deal. But my question here for you guys before I dive deeper into Wyc's insight is, who should own the Boston Celtics next? Go ahead, comment that down below. Who do you guys want to see running this organization in the next couple of years? Although Wyc will be the governor through 2028. Here's what Wyc had to say about the majority share, which is what he owns. I just want to clarify, it's not my majority stake. The control of the team is owned by my family. So it's a family that I belong to, and then I have the Celtics family that I also belong to. So there's an intersection and there's an involvement. The family has been involved for 22 years. There's been discussions and thoughts about estate planning and family planning. We are poised to go after another championship and be a real contender. We're poised for bringing everybody back. I would think there'd be interest because people would be able to start being involved in something that is at the top of the world, not at the bottom. And to quote my dad's favorite movie, Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. That is what Wyc has done. That is what Brad Stevens has done. They have built this franchise to be championship contenders. Even though they just won their first championship since 2008, they have been contending for the last 5-6 years. And that's what this franchise is now at stake for, selling for the highest paid franchise in history. They are an NBA championship in the last 5 seasons. They just won recently in 2024, but they have made 2 NBA Finals appearances. They lost last time to the Golden State Warriors. In the last 5 years, they've made 4 Eastern Conference Finals appearances. This is a winning franchise. While there may only be 1 ring in the last 5 years, they are a winning franchise with the team that's coming back to continue to win. Wyc continues to go on talking about his Celtics ownership, saying the plan, the expectation, is to sell the team in 2 parts. 51% going fairly soon, which I know they do want to do in 2024 or 25. 49% then closing in a second closing. That's the expectation in 2028. I'm planning or expected to stay on until 28 as the governor, and we're going to hire bankers and advisors, and this is going to be quite a bidding process. So now it's, all right, who's got the most money? Who's the most interested? Who has the best interest in this franchise? Because like you said, Wyc's got Celtics family and real family involved in this. He's not going to let it go to some Joe Schmo. And the latest report is that 51% controlled by the Grousbeck family will be sold fairly soon. 49% held by other partners for a later transaction. So Grousbeck is looking to get out of this. It doesn't mean all the majority stakeholders and shareholders are expected to get out of this. But as there are odds on everything, there are odds on who will be the next owner of the Boston Celtics. Larry Ellison, who of course does work for Oracle. Steve Pagliuca, I forgot how to pronounce his name. Let's call him Pags. Steve Pags. Plus 300 right now to be the next owner. He already has a share in the Boston Celtics. Abigail Johnson, CEO of Fidelity. Jeremy Jacobs, who is the owner of the Boston Bruins. Fenway Sports Group, as you guys know, currently owns the Boston Red Sox. And then Jeff Bezos, the Amazon inventor, creator, CEO, the guy who has taken a lot of my money already, is plus 800. But the good news is that Wyc did confirm that Pags would be a bidder. And I do think that Pags has a good envision for the Boston Celtics. I go back to Wyc not bringing in some Joe Schmo to mess up what he and his family have created over the last 22 years. Here's what he had to say about Pags, though, about him being a part of the Celtics ownership for quite some time now. He said, Steve has been a terrific lead partner and a lead co-owner, I would say, in many ways. He brought Danny Ainge to the table back in the day when we were looking for a general manager. Steve has been great and is a great person, and we welcome him, obviously, for sure, in the bidding process. But he also mentioned that he is a good friend of John, who's the owner of the Fenway Sports Group, who could also be potential bidders. And I know there's a lot of Boston Red Sox fans out there that don't like the Fenway Sports Group and how they've run that organization, so he could also be a bidder. So nonetheless, my summary is it's going to be a very interesting year to see what the Boston Celtics do with their most recent champions and what they intend to do in the future of the champions. So with that being said, give Wyc some love in the chat. Give the governor some love. He's hoisted many Larry O'Brien trophies. He just hoisted his most recent one in 2024. Spam your shams in the comment section down below. Let Wyc know we appreciate what he has done for he and his family, for the Celtics franchise for quite some time. As always, hit that sub button for me. If the Celtics make a move, we make a video. I want you guys to be a part of it. So go on ahead, subscribe to Celtics Today by Chat Sports. That way you guys are all in on everything Boston Celtics. Oh, Wyc. What a guy.
How much do you think it's going to go for?
If Commanders just went for 6...
And also, the Commanders were a dumpster fire.
What do you mean were?
Are.
They are. They are a dumpster
Yes,
fire.
but like, it's just, not only was the team bad, the stadium's awful.
Oh, it's terrible. It is a house for visitors.
And they went for that much.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine how much the Celtics are going to go for.
It's definitely going to be, I would say, over $7 billion. Yeah. I'm going to go over $7 billion. If the Commanders can go for $6 billion, look, my family are Commanders fans. I've been to FedEx Field more than once. Every time I went to Commanders, the field, you don't feel like you're a part of a team. Everybody there is wearing the visitors' colors because this is when they get to watch their favorite team play, when they come to play against the Commanders. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's no bars around it. There's no restaurants. It's just a stadium in the middle of nothing in Maryland. It's not even in Washington, D.C.
Landover, right?
Yeah, and he could still sell it for $6 billion. Not to mention Dan Snyder is an interesting character. Not my favorite, but anyways. All right, let's drink. Christopher Domingo in the chat. Ron, Maya's World, Nick Howardson, K. Shawn Michaels, Grant in here as well. Didn't KG had a group that tried to acquire Minnesota a few years back? Why not the C's now? Once again, I think it's just money thing. I mean, they're looking for a majority shareholder. And that's billions with a B. So I don't know. I mean, even, Derek Jeter, when he wanted to be a part of the Mariners.
Yeah.
Marlins, excuse me. The Marlins, he had to get several people in with it because he could not afford his majority share. Same thing with Alex Rodriguez. I mean, this is a lot of money, y'all.
How long do you think it would take you to fundraise $1 billion?
I mean...
$1 million. You think you can get $1 million by the end of the week?
Like a GoFundMe?
Yeah.
Should I start a GoFundMe? I saw a tweet that was like some guy Venmoed Wyc Grousbeck or some Venmo account that was Wyc Grousbeck $1. It was like, gotta start somewhere. We got you, Wyc. Don't worry. Like, keep the team, which was funny. The team is valued currently at $5 billion. Yeah, 4.7. So yeah, like $5 billion. So they're definitely gonna flip. I mean, they bought it for $360 million, which does not sound like a lot when you look at $4.7 billion. But like they said, man, they at the top, and everybody wants to be at the top. So I get it. All right. Whoever sends in a super chat of any dollar amount in the next minute, you will get a free green team entry. How about that?
Wow.
We haven't added a new name on the ball for quite some time. So any dollar amount for the next minute, I'll put a little timer on my phone here, will get you guys a free entry on the green team. Damn. Kyle Lowry. Back to the Sixers. Dang. Lowry returns to Philly on a 1-year deal. Nobody wanted him in free agency, I believe. That's tough.
Interesting.
That's tough. Yeah, I didn't even know he was still left. Oh, God. This is crazy. All right, you guys got about 30 more seconds left. Send in a super chat of any dollar amount, and you guys are going to get your name on the green team. If you're already on the green team, then guess what? We put somebody else's name on the green team courtesy of your super chat.
Yeah,
Got about
sponsor some people.
20 seconds. Oh, yeah. Whenever somebody sends in a 20 and they're already on the green team, then we have them spam that name, and they get on the green team. It's very fun.
Can you spin a ball on your finger?
No. Can you?
I can.
Well, now you have to show us.
In 7th grade, I was Troy Bolton in my school musical. And
Oh my God, I need to see a picture of that and/or a video.
I was surrounded by
Wow.
basketballs so much that I just learned how to do it.
You know Steph Curry can't do it.
Yes, which
Isn't
is
that crazy?
insane.
He's literally looking at me while spinning this ball on his finger. This is great content. This is why you guys subscribe.
Switch fingers?
You cannot switch fingers.
I can.
Whatever.
I can also like put it up and then catch it, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to hurt anything.
Well, we did get a $20 super chat coming in from my main man, Boston Bob. Love the broadcast, Allie. Joey P doing great.
Thank you, Boston Bob.
B Bob always spreading the love. How did you teach yourself how to do that? Whatever.
Allie,
I'll work on it later.
I'm going to try my hardest to find a picture of me and we can put it up.
Of Troy Bolton.
Yeah.
Shout out to Boston Bob. You guys know the drill. Bob is already on the ball, so that means you spam Bob as many times as you possibly can. I will look down, close my eyes, and choose a random name to land on that has been spamming Bob the most. Go on ahead, spam Bob right now. Did you find one?
I did find one.
Oh, good night. Did you have the long, shaggy hair?
I did in high school, not during this. I had spiky all of my hair. Yeah.
When was this? In middle school? When was this?
7th grade.
7th grade. Mm-hmm. Did you sing?
I did sing.
Do you sing?
I do.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Are you in a band or anything? Or you just it's just a talent?
So I led worship in college.
Nice.
For a decent bit. But don't anymore now here. But yeah, I did sing.
I love that.
And so now I know every High School Musical song from the first
so do
one.
I. Don't worry.
And I probably would have before that because I have 3 sisters. But
fair.
now I especially do because I had to.
That's so fun. All right, before he shows us him as Troy Bolton, let me pick a name to go on the ball. 3, 2, 1. I got Ron. Ron, you're going on the ball, my man. Courtesy of Boston Bob. And
Congrats.
Screw it. I'll do a beer bong. Pull my leg. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Why not? Dude, I pinched a nerve in my neck. It's been killing me recently.
Okay,
So I would like to drink.
Let's see if...
I'm actually very nervous right now about this Troy Bolton thing. Are you the one in the middle?
I am.
Oh my god! Oh my god. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You did have spiky ass hair. Okay, who are the guys next to you? Are they like Chad?
Chad and Zeke.
Oh, Zeke! I was like, there's somebody else. I couldn't remember his name. I wanted to say Jason. Oh my God. This is Joey Peterson as Troy Bolton. If you know, you know. If you have not seen High School Musical, I feel bad for you. You guys had a little East High jackets and everything. Did. How was the play? How was it? Was it good?
It was good. It was the first time I held a girl's hand.
As Troy Bolton, this is the cutest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. This is why you guys subscribe to Celtics Today. You get to see Joey as Troy Bolton. It's so fun. Who is your Gabriella?
Her name was Maya Matthews.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah,
Very
she
fun.
was really good.
Was she your girlfriend in 7th grade?
She was not. She was just the girl whose hand I held.
Oh, whatever. I thought you were at least going to like pull a move like Troy Bolton, be my Gabriella. Like,
no, I'm not nice like that.
Wasn't as smooth as Troy was. It's fine. Maya's World saying nice picture, Joey. Kristen saying you had to pull them girls when you were younger. I love it.
Christian?
That was incredible. I needed that. And I'm going to do a beer bong to Troy Bolton being Joey Peterson. I love that. We need to have like a karaoke night now. I need to hear these pipes that Joey P's got.
Never thought this would get out, but
you brought it up. You did it to yourself.
That is fair. That is fair.
Something about Celtics fans, man. You just trust them. You just know what's going on. Oh, I love that. Okay. Cheers to you guys, and then we're gonna get into our final segment here. How about that?
Everybody, I need the chugs in the chat. I need the chugs in the chat. Gosh, she's already almost done. Christine said beer.
It's actually Happy Dad. Oh, Ron saying Joey's doing a great job so far. He is. He's actually been here, believe it or not, less than 2 months. The kid is flying. Would definitely say he caught on a lot faster than I did in my first 2 months.
Thanks,
That
Ron.
that is for sure. Oh, you guys are still spamming chug. Rookies. I've been done with that. All right, let's hop into our last segment here, talking about Celtics making moves, or lack thereof, in this next section. All right, stick around. We'll have one more Super Chat menu when we come back, and then we'll hop out of here. But go ahead, subscribe, Super Chat, like, comment, do whatever. We'll be back in a minute. What are the Boston Celtics going to do for the rest of the offseason? We're going to talk about that here on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. Let's recap what they've done so far. They've re-signed 3 Celtics, being Luke Cornett, Xavier Tillman, and Neemias Queta. And they extended Jason Tatum, making him the highest paid player in NBA history, and extended Derek White on a $125.9 million 4-year contract extension. Wyc Grousbeck announces Boston is for sale. That was really weird. That actually came about 25 minutes after Derek White announced that he was getting a contract extension. But now Austin Ainge, who is a part owner of the Celtics, says, we're always looking for more players to add. So does that mean there are still more players for the Celtics to add? We're going to talk about that, and if they need to, on this show here. I am your host, Allie Barefoot. Let's see what Cameron had to say about Austin Ainge and what he disclosed to the media members earlier a few days ago. All right, you said Austin Ainge and the Celtics roster being close to being finalized. Austin said, we feel pretty good about things, but we're always looking. It's a big world with a lot of talent out there. It's our job to always be evaluating. So it sounds like to me they're not completely closed off to adding outside talent, but they're really happy with what they've got right now. But I want to focus on this. I want to talk about the center position. Why? Kristaps Porzingis. He's rehabbing. He will not be starting the NBA season for the Celtics. He may not make it back until December, which is the latest report here on Kristaps Porzingis. And unfortunately, Porzingis being out until December is still an at least. He could come back in November, January, we're not sure, because it's rehabilitation. However, his body responds is when we get our unicorn back in the paint for the Boston Celtics after a very successful surgery. So you got to look at what the Celtics do have at center. They got Horford. I love Horford, but he's 38 years old. 38-year-old Dominican father of 5. He doesn't look 38. You can tell he's a little bit slow in some areas, but I mean, hey, in the playoffs, he looked young as can be. He looked completely there with it. He wanted to get that ring. So knowing Horford is still 38 years old, the Celtics didn't add anybody from the outside in free agency. They just re-signed all their other centers, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But I know I've gotten a lot of questions of, Allie, do you think there's going to be any outside talent added to the Boston Celtics? Well, as I'm making this video, it's currently Thursday, July 11th. And here are the top 5 free agents that are still left. Shooting guard, point guard, small forward. There really aren't a lot of great bigs out there. And you could look here and say, hey, we could still develop our backcourt. We could still get some depth behind Drew Holiday, Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Sam Hauser. And I agree, Tyus Jones, Spencer Dinwiddie, a little bit old, Isaac Okoro, I would love that. So, Allie, why aren't the Celtics jumping on these guys in free agency? Here's why. $14 million, $17 million, $1.5 million, but he's kind of washed up. $7.2 million, $30 million. Celtics are looking for a vet minimum player if they do sign anybody. So free agency hasn't really been our friend. Why? We are well over the luxury tax. It pays to win, especially when you've got an over $200 million payroll over the next 3-4 years because you locked up the players you know can get it done. So what did Brad Stevens do with all the genius that is inside of his head? He re-signs what he knows works. If you take a look at the Celtics depth chart now, you got Kristaps Porzingis as your starting center, but not until maybe December. Al Horford will start in place for Kristaps Porzingis. Love this. Then you got Kornet, Tillman, and Queta. Kornet and Tillman were free agents. He signed them on the first day and second day of free agency. Neemias Queta, he was also a free agent, but he was also a two-way player, then signed full contract last year. Boom, signs him right after Queta. He locked up who he knows works. He didn't go out there. He didn't mess with the chemistry. He just said, look, you helped us get a ring. Let's bring you back. Let's bring you back until Kristaps comes back. And I love this move so far. And there are not any good centers left in free agency for a vet minimum. That is my opinion. I do not think there are any guys out there that are worth bringing to a championship contending team. I do not want any other players out there just to pay them for shits and giggles. It's just not what I would like for the Celtics to happen. So you could always trade for a big, for a more experienced big with a little bit more talent than what's out there on free agency market, but I really don't see Brad Stevens doing that. I think they have accumulated the right players for this specific Boston Celtics team under Joe Mazzulla, and if Brad Stevens trades, I will trust it with everything in me because that man is so smart. But I don't think that's in his cards. So, until then, we play without Porzingis. And how do you guys feel about Kristaps Porzingis missing some time? Because he will not play at the start of the 2024-25 NBA season. Are you worried about the Celtics with Kristaps Porzingis missing time? Type Y for yes, type N for no. As always, if you guys want to rep Team USA this summer, 4th of July may have passed, but if you guys still want to rep Team USA for the Paris Olympics this summer, go on ahead, get your shirt. You can rep Jason Tatum. Drew Holiday's on there as well. Tatum's rocking number 10 for Kobe Bryant this summer, which I love. If you want your Team USA gear, go to chatsports.com/Tatum USA. Get this jersey. Looks great. You saw Tatum crossing up SGA in the exhibition match. You know he's going to do a lot more in the Olympics this summer. Going ahead, rep Tatum in all facets. Boston Celtics, Team USA, All-Star, all of that. Get yours in the latest collection at chatsports.com/Tatum USA. This thing is fresh. Work out in it. Go to a bar in it. Go to a Sox game in it. Go to a Boston Celtics game in it. I don't care. Just go grab your shirt. One more time, chatsports.com/Tatum USA. That link will be in the comment section down below under this video. In my opinion, the Celtics don't need to add anybody. I think their Celtics roster looks perfect. Why? Because it's the same roster, just won you a championship. And you can't tell me any different. The Celtics have one roster spot open. That's it. And they don't have to fill that. Especially when the Celtics have such great team chemistry right now. This is a team, and I love watching this because as a kid, I would watch professional sports, and I'm like, oh, I bet they're best friends. Like, I'm best friends with my teammates. I play travel sports. I'm best friends with her and her and her. Let's have a sleepover. And now when you grow up, you're like, oh, they're on a professional team together. They actually may not be friends. They can literally go to work and then leave and never talk to that person. That's not how I feel with the Celtics team. Neither does Jason Tatum. Here's what he had to say about the team chemistry from last season. He said, look, we had a hell of a team. Obviously, the guys that did play, but the guys in our stay ready group, which is what the bench calls themselves, are extremely talented whenever we're called upon. I think the camaraderie that we had was such a close-knit team that we all got along really, really well. I don't blame them, because other than Al Horford and Drew Holiday, who are in their late 30s, 34, I think, for Drew Holiday, the average age for the Celtics is 27 years old, nearly 28. So they're all kind of in that same bubble, going through the same facets of life. But I love what he said about the Stay Ready group, which is the Pritchards, the Hauser, the O'Shea Brissetts, the Luke Cornetts. I think this year is going to be big for them. I think the starters, they know what they're capable of. I think Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard are about to have a phenomenal year that they don't even know if they're ready for yet. Sam Hauser was recently on the Greenlight podcast, and here's what he had to say about being in the Stay Ready group, talking about the camaraderie and the close-knit team and what he's going to work on this summer. Sam Hauser said, I'm going to work hard this summer and do things to improve, but in terms of my role, I think it might be pretty similar to what it was, which is fine. You're part of a good team, and I'm looking forward to the season and everything I have to do to help this team win. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard a Boston Celtics say that. So who is your favorite role player on the Boston Celtics right now? Is it Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Luke Cornett, who dabs whenever he makes a free throw? Is it Al Horford, who I would consider a role player right now? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I think this Celtics team is perfect. They add anybody else? Welcome to the perfect roster. And with that being said, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already. Anything and everything on your Boston Celtics can be found right here, so hit that sub button for me. All right. Beautiful.
Who's your favorite role player on the Celtics?
Mine is Al Horford. I love Al Horford.
Me and my best friend from high school would always play 2K together, and he would always be the Celtics. I was always the Cavs, and he loved Al Horford.
I love Al Horford. How can he not? He's just a father, just out there playing basketball, loving his life. He's just like a good role model. Good guy. Stays out of the limelight. I love, because I'm a Yankees fan, which doesn't go well with this channel here. And I'm only a Yankees fan because I love Derek Jeter growing up. But Al Horford reminds me a lot of like Big Papi and like the Boston sports world. Is because he was just like, he just plays ball, man. Just plays ball. Like, he seems like a good guy, always having fun. You see him on the Sports Center commercials and stuff. It was fun. I love it. All right, with that being said, I think we're going to go on ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us here today. As always, we will be live every single Thursday at 5 p.m. in this offseason. This one was the first one. I appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to come support our channel. As always, hit that sub button for the latest news and rumors around your Boston Celtics.